Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today I am looking at Game Developer Tycoon for my third part of the Let's Play series. So, I haven't done one of these in a little while, it's been a couple of weeks, and I did play about 4 more years into the future without doing a video. The reason I didn't include a video, to be honest, is just because of the fact that for the last 4 years of the game, I really haven't been doing a whole lot. I've just been kind of focusing on small games that don't have a lot of, well, basically the types of games I was doing before. Developing small games. They were moderately successful. I didn't really make any money with it. I've taken on a third employee now who's more tech-oriented, and now I can do a couple of new things. I can build medium games, which I researched during those 4 years. I can have games published by a publisher. And that really makes the game open up a bit more at this point in the game. So now that I'm a bit further along, and now that I'm not going to be playing as conservatively, I decided it would be worth going ahead and putting together another Let's Play game. So that's the gist of it. I know a lot of people, when they do Let's Plays, they just play all the way straight through and you see everything, but to be honest, the last 45 minutes or so of gameplay over the last 4 years would have been pretty boring and difficult to talk about, because really they were all the same sort of repetitive games, and I tried putting something together, but, well, I didn't. I did, and I just didn't think it was very good, so I kind of skipped one, if you will. And now we're on to episode 3 here. 17 years into the console war, so we're about halfway into the game. The game goes 35 years, and the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox have come out. The GameCube has also come out, and I'm going to start doing some bigger, riskier games as medium-sized games, and the game changes a bit. So that's enough of me talking here. Let's get into it. Let's see here. We've got 3 employees, like I said. We're going to go ahead and develop a new game, but we want to do a publishing deal. So let's go ahead. And publishing deals basically allow you to publish a game with a publisher, which dramatically increases the amount of hype your games get and dramatically increases the amount of copies you'll sell. But you have to pay royalties on your game. So I believe the way this works is if you get 8% royalties or 10% royalties, you only make 1/10 roughly of the sale price. So you have to sell 10 times as many copies to make as much profit, and you still pay the upfront development costs, but you do get your game into a lot more hands. So I don't have a license with the GameCube yet. Just trying to see what I might want to do here. What type of comedy? Casual? I don't have comedies researched. Any topic? Any platform, and an action game. A pretty low minimum score of 4. Publisher Deep Platinum. A lot of these are based on real publishers too. As you see, Ubersoft, I'm assuming, is supposed to be Ubisoft. There's another one, THG, I think, was one of the publishers, which would be like THQ. So we're going to go ahead and go with this one. Now, the way that publishing works is you have to meet a minimum score. If my average review falls below a 4, then I will have to pay $150,000. I also have to pay $60,000 up front to the publisher, or maybe they pay that to me. The publisher pays me up front $60,000, which is the way a lot of publishing games work. But let's see. It has to be action. What would be a good action game? Military, probably. I mean, that's probably like a shooter, right? We'll call it Generic Cash Cow. It'll be a game for everyone. It'll be a medium-sized game, and I'll show you how that makes the game different. We're going to go ahead and develop for the PlayStation, which owns the market share, Play System 2. And it'll be our PlayStation 2 engine, which I developed. So it'll cost about $250,000 to develop up front here. We'll make sure it has version 2 3D graphics, and we'll go ahead and get started here. So you can see my cash position's a little bit tenuous. I'm at about 5.7 million, which developing your own games, it's definitely enough. But once you start getting into published games, it's a little bit more difficult. We're going to have a linear story with, well, we'll have a branching story, so it's kind of dynamic with advanced cutscenes. So that's going to be more expensive, but it should improve the quality. We're going to include multiplayer and save games. A joystick is unnecessary. A gamepad would probably be okay, and then character progression, so I believe that's probably along the lines of, you know, as your player advances, or as your character in like a shooter earns different prestige points and things like that. We're going to focus on gameplay in this one, as well as the story of the game. So at this point in a medium game, you can start to assign people to different roles because the game is a bigger game, a more expensive game to develop. So I'm going to focus on stories and quests because I'm the best on our team at... Well, actually, I'm going to focus on design because I'm the best at our team overall at both design and tech. We'll put Clinton Harris in charge of stories and quests because he's very good at... well, he's the second best at design and not the second best at tech, but second best at design, so quests I'm sure would be a design thing. And then Hayes is better at tech, or at least his best field is tech, so we'll put him on the engine. Might have been a bad decision just because I'm the most technical oriented. Maybe I should be on the engine, but we'll see here. We'll see how this turns out. Okay, so a new development came up here. We've got one of our previous games that we developed called Aliens has apparently become very popular with dedicated fans, and they've created a fan-made game using a lot of the material from our games. So it's kind of like a total conversion mod, except it sounds like they basically made their own sort of standalone game using some of our code. Our legal advisors say we shouldn't allow this to go on. But frankly, if they're not making any money off of it, which it says here, I wouldn't really have a problem with that. So why don't we let them be? It'll only promote our Aliens game more, and we don't want to be the overbearing company. The game's not even for sale anymore. We're not making money off of it, and it wasn't too much of a hit, so I don't plan to do a sequel for it, so I don't see the problem with it. So, now we're into the development stage 2, level design, artificial intelligence, and dialogues. I should be in charge of level design because I'm our best designer. Clinton Harris should be in charge of artificial intelligence because he's the second best on technology. And Martin Hayes will be in charge of dialogues just because I don't know where else to put him and I don't want to overwork everyone. You get a percentage meter over here on the left that says basically when you get to 100%, you probably shouldn't be working on that anymore. You start to lose efficiency. So here we go, working through this one. Working pretty well here. We're getting some pretty decent scores already, actually. Alright, we got a note from Denise Reed, the main developer of the Aliens fan game. I've recently informed that your legal department has advised you to stop us, and I just wanted to say I'm very grateful that you didn't. So I don't know if that gives me a bump in fans, but it sure makes me feel great. They're the best company in the world, and they're happy to be part of our fan community. Alright, so we do gain 4,000 fans there, so hopefully that translates into some sales. Now we need to do world design, which I guess... Well, design or tech, I'm not sure which is more important for graphics. But I'll take graphics. I'll put Harris in charge of design. And Hayes can do sound. We're all a little bit overworked here, so we could probably use another employee. You see 106%, 104%, 91%. We're going to have 3D graphics version 2, stereo sound, open world. Do we need an open world? We don't need an open world. Well, we'll just do it anyway. Open world with Day and Night story and backstory. So here we go, developing a little bit further on. There's not a whole lot of hype behind this game despite having a publisher. I wonder if you still have a publisher. One other thing you can do is you can market your games. It's more important when you don't have a publisher to market your games because not many people will hear about you. But I'm going to go ahead and throw a small marketing demo down there to bump some hype. The more hype you have, the more games you tend to sell, at least up front, even if the reviews are poor. Obviously, more and more people hear about your game. So these are some pretty good scores. By far, I think the best I've done on anything. 63 design, 73 tech. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and publish this. Let's see what happens. New records on design and tech. So like I said, definitely kind of my best work so far on either of those. I should definitely meet that minimum score of 4 here. Hopefully I turn a profit, but we will see. I leveled myself up. Everyone else is kind of working their way toward there. Now what I'm gonna do, the reviews came in pretty darn quick. I thought it would have been higher than that with those new record scores. 7, 8. I mean, I'm definitely shattering what I need for the publisher, but still. I also wonder if the different publishers give you more, hype. I haven't been able to tell that, if the bigger, the ones that are based on bigger publishers maybe get more hype. We're going to send those guys on vacation. Wow, not a bad first week. Sold over 300,000 units in the first week. But as you can see there, despite shattering what I would have been able to do on my own, I don't make nearly as much money. So I met the requirements. The publisher comes here and says basically that they want to do future business with us. Sold over 1 million units. I'm going to go ahead and look at hiring another staff member, although it's starting to get expensive. I'm 4 weeks in and I still haven't made back all the money I spent on this game, so you really got to make a smash hit in order to be really successful. I don't know what showreel is, but let's start looking. $300,000 to try and find a new staff member as we're searching here. This might be expanding a little bit too much, a little too quick, but I guess we'll see. So we've got a level 2 Mark Torres. He's a pretty good designer. Technology is kind of secondary. Catherine Banks. Aline Guerrero. Torres is probably the most balanced. He's $23,000 a month. He's by far the most expensive, but I can afford that. So he'll be kind of raw right off the bat, but let's go ahead and find another publishing deal. So Deep Platinum, the same publisher I just worked with. Any content, game size medium. Minimum score, although they give me more royalties. Ubersoft gives me 2% more royalties, and they pay me more up front, but they do require a higher score. I don't want to make something for the GameCube. Let's see here. I guess we can go with another action game. So we'll go with generic cash cow number 2. Or maybe we should call ourselves the money whores because we're publishing with big publishers. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with people who publish, but whatever. Money horse number 2. I think that'll be number 1. Okay, so it needs to be an action game. What do we want to do here? We'll do an action sci-fi game. That would probably be a pretty good mix, right? And let's start the development. Of course, we want 3D graphics on a PlayStation 2. We're going to leave Taurus out of the design story here. I don't think you can put 2 people on the same design. No, you can't. So we're going to leave him out of the design element here early, just because he's new. We'll kind of leave everything in place. And here we go. Things are going. As you can see, the more employees you have, a lot bigger difference in terms of the speed at which you develop. That was a pretty good first stage there. We got up to 22 in technology and design. Torres is just really going to kind of help out on the side in this game because he is a new employee. New employees don't get you up to speed as quickly. We're just going to kind of leave development stage 2 as is, given that it's really going to be a game based similarly off of how Cash Cow. You can see over here we've sold over 2 million units now. And we ended up making a slight profit, definitely, but development stage 3, world design, yeah, that all looks about right. So we'll just kind of go on from here, and let's see how we do. Let's see if we can get past where we were for the 60s and 70s. I doubt it, but it would be kind of cool. We lost a lot of hype, so we didn't, I don't know why, but our hype is not nearly what it was before. We had a lot of bugs we've got to iron out here. So Cash Cow was a pretty big success. We've got very little hype around this game. I feel like I should be marketing it on my own, even though... See, this is one of the things that bugs me. I've got a publisher. They should be marketing for me. I shouldn't have to market for myself, but... oh goodness, I just want to get rid of the bugs. There we go. But they're not. The hype just isn't there, so I think I'm going to have to leave that publisher, because these are some new records for me on scores, and yet they're not doing much for me. So we're going to probably have to look at a new publisher next time around. Come on, let's get through this. I wish you could kind of skip this. Yeah, stuff is leveling up, but I don't really need to know all that. So new records on some of those some of those things here. Should probably do some research. So let's give these guys reviews are in. Let's see how we do. Nice, a 9. That's solid. Maybe this game will sell better despite that it had less hype. I guess we'll see. 997. It's going to be rated higher, almost certainly. Yep. So we'll do some research here. Just need to get some stuff to make the game better. Basic physics is probably a good thing to research. I will research, just because you think about it, the type of games and whatnot, definitely physics are an important thing. I don't need 3D, that's kind of a gimmick. Not a big fan of mini games. Full motion video is probably something I should have researched a while ago. We'll go with a medium booth. I'm spending a lot of money here. Soundtrack is probably not a bad... Oh, I don't have enough research points, so never mind. This game sold 1 million units in the first week, so pretty big first week for Money Whore there. That's pretty exciting, actually. So we might be able to self-publish medium games, which I'm not quite sure what that's all about, honestly. I'm assuming there's a lot of marketing expenses. Holy cow, this game is selling well, over 3 million units. Cash is on the rise, up to 6.4 million. Here comes E3. I don't know, I chose a picture of the DS and the PlayStation. I haven't done any DS games lately. Almost 300,000 units, or people. I'm still not, I just don't get it. I'm still not in the top 100, but whatever. So I'm done researching. It's time to develop a new game. Let's find a new publishing deal. Publisher Sony? Sony wants to publish. Sony wants me to... Sony will be my publisher? Wow. I feel like that's kind of cool. What do they want me to make? Evolution? I haven't researched that yet. So I can't do that one. Everyone wants Evolution or comedy. All these things I can't do. Rockville Softworks. So is that like Rockstar? Aliens Adventure. Alright. Well, that doesn't leave me much, but we'll call it Aliens 2 since we made an Aliens before, even though it's technically not a sequel. We'll put the platform as PlayStation 2. I guess it's an everyone game. And the PS2 engine. So let's go from here. Let's see how this turns out. I haven't done this genre before, or this combination before, so a little bit concerned, but we'll see how it plays out. After this, I'll probably develop a new engine as well. So the hype is building up early. I don't know what hurts hype. The last one had a lot of bugs before release, so I wonder if maybe that hurt the hype a bit. But we'll see. Definitely didn't hurt sales, as we're over 4 million units now, so that's kind of cool. So, lots of points flying all over. Just kind of keeping things as is. It seems to be working for me, so I haven't made a whole lot of adjustments, but it hasn't seemed like I need to, so... We'll see here. This game doesn't look like it's going to score nearly as well. Which makes me somewhat worried. Got those 13 bugs. There's pretty good hype there, though, so that's kind of cool. Alright, we're ready. Let's just make sure nothing goes to bugs. 75 design, 69 technology. So, apparently the next generation title is coming out. Rumors about the Xbox 360 and then obviously the PlayStation 3. So we're about to get to the current generation of consoles. We're in year 18 of the game here. So decent design and scores. Let's see if we meet our requirements here. Alien 2, come on, I think I need an average score of 7. Oh, it's gonna be close. I feel like usually the first score is higher than the rest. Give me an 8 to give me a little bit of comfort. Oh, this all comes down to this. Okay, that should have met all the requirements. Good, good, good. Hopefully it sells alright. what do I want to do? If the next gen's coming out soon, I feel like we should do some more research. But I don't have a whole lot of research points. I guess achievements might be important for that. I really don't know. Yay, we met the minimum requirements. First week of sales, not quite as good as the previous, but I think we had 12%. I should research some more genres. Let's do game dev, I guess. And then you can do evolution, since it seemed like everyone wanted that. And then you can do comedy, I guess. I don't know. None of those genres are any games that seem big on consoles, so whatever. Finished achievements. Then let's send you guys on vacation so you can get, oh, why can't I send you on vacation? I guess they don't need to go? So let's find a publishing deal. Sony still wants an evolution game. Rockville still wants an evolution simulation. 13% royalty is pretty tempting, but a high score requirement. We just did an Aliens Adventure. Why would we do that again? I don't know what a good evolution game would be. What would this be? What's an evolution game anyway? Sims. I guess maybe an evolution simulation we can try? I don't really know. Here we go. This is going to be a bit of a gamble. We need kind of a high score here. I think it was an 8 maybe? I'm not very good at paying attention to that kind of stuff. So Martin Hayes is currently in charge of the engine. His tech is better, but his design isn't. I'm doing gameplay. Harris is doing stories and quests. Let's try putting this guy in charge. Taurus in charge of stories and quests. I feel like that's more of a design thing. We'll see how this plays out. I feel like my team's probably starting to get tired and could use a vacation, but it wouldn't let me send them on vacation last time I tried, so... Wow, this is a pretty good first stage there, 36-26. So artificial intelligence needs to be tech-wise. So Harris should stay in charge of that. I'm going to stay in charge of level design because I'm the best designer. Dialogues is Martin Hayes. Let's put Taurus in charge of that because he's better at designing, and that's probably a designing writing thing. So our hype is slowly climbing. I wish it was climbing quicker, but oh well. Alright, in stage 3, world design is definitely a design thing. So let's put Taurus in charge of that, although it puts him over 100%. Graphics are me. And then sound is that. I don't know, is sound more... Let's put Harris in charge of that. He's pretty fresh. I don't really know what's important for sound, but we sold 3.2 million off of Aliens, and we're up to 8 million in cash, so that's a nice little... I'm up about 3 million since I started going to publishers, so far I'm doing alright. The hype isn't as high as I would like on this game, though. That's kind of frustrating. Our monthly costs are up to 118,000, though, so that's pretty significant. We gotta keep churning games out in order to meet that. This should be a new record on design. So it says great combo too, so this is encouraging. This should be a good game. We'll see what comes of it. Due to increased experience, Harris earned a raise. Goodness, I just can't keep up with all the research stuff. First reviews in 8. Good. That's not bad. I think the minimum requirement's an 8 though, so this is going to be close again. Another 8. Give me a 9. Nice. 9. This game should sell well. Another 8. Didn't have a whole lot of hype behind it, but let's go ahead and research. What do we need here still? I don't need save to cloud. We could do voiceover, simple body language, advanced body language, virtual economy, realistic weather, stereos. I don't need 3D. So what can I get the most bang for? Mini games feel like something that everyone wants. Mod support's probably a good thing. We'll do mod support for him. Still got 70 points left to research. Mini games or save to cloud. That mini games take so much. Virtual economy, then we could do like a Grand Theft Auto type game. Okay, we'll get air conditioning. Yay, they added air conditioning to the walls. It was getting too hot in our office, boss. We need air conditioning. Alright, whatever. The game is selling pretty well at, oh wow, better second week of sales. Met the minimum requirements. And we're making some cash. The N64 is about to come off the market. I didn't even realize it was still on the market. And let's see, probably we've got time for one more game before the next generation comes out, probably, so throw ourselves in a large booth. That just seems extravagant. I don't see the need for that. And we will, can we self-publish or develop new game? Medium. I don't really know what self-publishing is, other than just developing your own game. Let's find contract work. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. What am I doing? I'm so out of it right now. We'll find another publishing deal. We don't have an Xbox license. And Capcom, I'm assuming that's Capcom, wants a vocabulary simulation. That just seems like such a weird thing. Codemasters. Alright, we'll do another PlayStation game. I've been mainly focusing on PlayStation 2 just because I know it dominated the market so much historically. This game doesn't seem to give it quite the advantage that it really had. An RPG. What do we want it to be? We'll do another Pirates game. Pirates number 556. I don't know. Just making up a weird number. An Everyone Pirates game. It'll be a pirate simulation for PlayStation 2 using our PlayStation 2 engine. Start developing. It worked really well for us with that last setup, so I'm going to keep things the same. Hayes will be in charge of the engine. I should put someone with more tech. Harris will be in charge of the engine. I'll be in charge of gameplay and tours and stories and quests. So here we go. I can hire one more person if I want to. Well, that didn't go as well in the first stage of development. Less than 20, less than 10. Not encouraging. Dialogue. Torres is more of a designer. Yeah, I don't think this game's going to work out nearly as well as I had hoped. Another E3. And I can't imagine you need this many digits. I mean, there's no way you're going to have 10 million people show up to your booth, right? How do we not make it in the top 100 booths when we have over 300,000 people there? That just doesn't make any sense to me. And the Microsoft Xbox 360. So basically it announces that it is the next generation of consoles, features hardware rivaling mid-end PCs with relatively cheap purchase price. The Xbox 360 could have a massive impact on the console market, which as we know it did. How is this game getting hyped so much and the N64 is off the market? I just don't know what to do with this game. I feel like I should can this game if I can. I mean, the hype is just off the charts, but this game is going to be a disaster. Doesn't even look like I'm going to make it to 50 for anything. It's crazy hype, though. How is this game so hyped up? I mean, I could wait and hope they improve it a bit with these little minor little improvements that occur. But, I mean, I've got to release it sooner or later. So I guess I'll do that. Really disappointing, though. Only a 57 in design and 34 in technology. Let's see what happens. These are going to be really low reviews. 5. I'm gonna have to pay a penalty on this one. 6. That could have been worse. I thought they'd be worse reviews. I mean, I don't know how well the game will sell. It was really hyped. I've never seen a game of mine hyped over 100. It definitely didn't meet the average, so we'll see here. I'll have to pay a penalty, I'm sure. First week sales, only 600,000 units, so not as good as I had hoped based on the hype. So I had to pay a $260,000 penalty. But we're going to research one more thing here. We'll do soundtracks. Once this is done researched, I'll go ahead and end this video. As we can see, Pirates is selling well, but the Xbox 360 is now out. I'm doing alright financially. I'm just shy of 14 million. When you get to 15 million, I've been informed you get the third office, which is the bigger office, and you can start researching and developing large games. So we're going to leave that for another video, but we're also going to leave the next generation, the Xbox 360, the PS3, which will come out in a year, and all of that for the next video here. So that's going to be the end of this Market 3, or sorry, EP Let's Play 3 for my Game Developer Tycoon. I was trying to talk more about the gameplay as I was playing through. I do want to add that the developers for this game, because of the early success of Game Developer Tycoon, one of the 2 developers has been able to go full-time working on the follow-ons for this game. So that's kind of exciting. It's nice to see that some of their marketing strategies paid off with the whole piracy thing and what they did to kind of address piracy and kind of got their name out there. It's also been greenlit, so it's going to end up on Steam, which is another exciting thing, especially for a small indie developer group. Hopefully they can do really well with it. But I guess we will see, and like I said, there will be a 4th version of this up in a while, but for the moment anyway, this is the Historical Gamer signing out.